Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at Render. Let's get into the price action and see what's going on. As we were talking about in the previous video, we're looking for this potential of actually coming up here to this 351 to this 293. Now we are actually in this zone now, so we need to be cautious that we could be looking for a rejection to come in at this point. We need to also be aware that there is always the potential for, as long as we continue to hold some of these higher lows here, that we could see this start to extend out where we get a bigger 5-wave move here, and this could actually lead to further extension within the count. So we need to really see this break down below some of these lows for more confirmation that this is completed. But the way that I'm looking at this at the moment is that within this we are looking to complete a fifth wave. Now what I would be looking for here is the potential that within this fifth wave, what we are looking at is forming a diagonal pattern here. Now this would be looking at this as a third wave into this high here, this is a fourth, and then basically from here looking at this as potentially a 1, 2, this is a 3, 4, and now we're looking for a 3-wave move for this fifth wave. So what we'd want to see here is a 3-wave structure, A, B, and C. So typically speaking, these do look to challenge this top trend line, though they can truncate. So we need to be careful of the fact that this could actually still look to truncate within here, in which case, you know, we could actually look to break to the downside. Now what I'm looking for here, so this would be the point of invalidation as a diagonal. A move up past $3.22 would invalidate the potential of this being a fifth wave diagonal, and then we'd actually have to be looking at the possibility that within here we could be still extending to the upside. So this is the target area I'm looking for, as this yellow count, this $3.40 to this $3.11. But really what I would want to see is this come below this 1.382, which is this $3.22. Now if this is the case, what we could be looking for then is the possibility to actually move back down here after this. So within the bullish count, I'm actually going to come back out here onto the daily. So we're going to discuss the couple of the different counts that we're looking at here. So from this low here, we did argue a couple of things. We're talking about the potential of this very bullish situation where we have a 1-2, 1-2, formed another 1-2 here, and effectively this would be looking to form an additional 1-2. Now this would be a very bullish move and would mean that, you know, we're looking to potentially push up as high as this $14 for the continuation, but we need to see this low hold here. So this would be valid for as long as we hold this 0.912. If we lose that zone, this would invalidate the potential of this, and we would be rather looking at this as a corrective structure. Now the bearish way that we were discussing this count was actually looking at this as rather this to move to the downside as an A wave, this move to the upside as a B wave, looking at this as a W and X, and treating this just as an ABC. So now the key thing here within this count is that if we are looking at this as just an A, a B, and a C, 1-to-1 would actually be here at this $4.93. And then what we'd also need to be aware of is we've already hit that 0.618. Now if we did move up a little bit higher here, potentially this 786 could come into play, and that would actually be quite an interesting level, because it would be starting to bring us into some of these swing highs that we have over here on the left hand side. This would also look to actually bring us up into this value area high of this small little range that we've got here, which would be towards this zone of this $3.30. So going to be keeping an eye on that. Even if we do look to push up a little bit more here, it is possible that we could see this come up into the zone, though it would not fit the potential of that diagonal. Now if this is looking to complete this in this way, what we need to be careful of is that if this is a corrective structure to the upside as we have it marked here, we could still be looking for the C wave to the downside, which could technically speaking be able to take us towards the 0.086 as a 1-to-1. Some of these other lines that we have here are this 311, 23.4, 17.7, and 141. These are all technically possible areas that we could see a turnaround from if we do actually break down in a 5-wave move here. So I will be looking at this. If we move down here and we manage to hold above this low here of this 89.2, what we can then look for is that potential to continue to the upside. If we lose this low, then the bullish count starts to fall apart. Now the other way we discussed this, which is something we just need to keep an eye on, is we were talking about the possibility as well that we could have something here more along these lines where we actually have this as a diagonal pattern in the start here, where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the reason I don't like this is this would be an expanding diagonal, which is not as common as the leading as the contracting diagonal rather, and but it would still be possible. Now if we are just rather in a corrective move, even though this move does count as a 5-wave move. Technically speaking, you could argue that you had something like this as A, B, C, X, A, B, and C. Now, if this is the case, we're right in that rejection area for a B wave as a flat. So we need to keep an eye on this. If we do actually break down in a 5-wave move, and then reverse back to the upside and take this high again, that would confirm a possibility of a flat here. So within this count, what we'd be looking for would be the potential to actually come back down here and form this as a flat correction, looking for this lower range here of this 0857 to this 0608. So this would be looking at this basically as an A, flat for a B, and then looking for the potential of a C to the upside. This could also technically be 1, 2. Now, alternatively, what we could have here is just a really short B wave in between these, in which case this C wave could still be looking to play out to the upside, where we could argue that within this potentially there is some extension that just hasn't played out, and we could see a move technically up to this 659 as a 1-2-1. So I'm keeping an eye on this. This is not my preferred count because of the structure of it. It would make more sense to me that if we are playing out here as an impulse, it would be a series of 1s and 2s. But no, we need to keep this in mind. If we do see just a bigger 5-wave move to the upside here, looking to challenge this $6.59 area, this could actually be the count that is going on. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Within the most bullish count, what we'd want to see here is basically when this move completes, we'd want to see this move hold above this 0912. And we'd want to then basically see a 3-wave structure to the downside. We'd want to complete this 5-wave move, see a 3-wave move down, hold above this 0.786 at this 117, and then look for that possibility of continuing to the upside once again. Now, if this did have to play out, what we'd be looking at as a potential target for a wave 3 would actually be this $9.48. So this would be entirely based off of holding this zone of the 0912. If we lose that, this bullish count completely invalidates. But like I said, we need to be careful of that bearish count as well, where we could actually be looking to complete this move and then actually look to break to the downside. So once this 5-wave move finishes playing out, we need to just see how this reacts. A 3-wave move down potentially could mean we see further upside. A 5-wave move to the downside could mean that we're actually starting to form a bigger structure to the downside here, and could mean that we actually lose these lows. So we need to just be a bit patient here, take this one level at a time and see how the waves develop. Okay, so the last thing I want to just go over here is the CVD. So I'm looking at Render on the hourly, and what I'm looking for here is that on the shorter time frame here, CVD is actually setting a higher high and price is setting a lower high. So this is indicating absorption. So what this means is that at the moment, for as long as this high remains below this high here, what we have is that limit orders are matching the market orders that are taking place at this point. So this means that any market orders trying to push the price up here are being absorbed by the limit orders. So this could indicate that we could see a move to the downside. Now, what this could actually mean is that we could just see this move come down and take this low. If that's the case and CVD comes down here but doesn't take this low over here, which is towards a 619, what we could see is that we would then form bullish divergence on the short term, which could mean that we could see that continuation up. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on this. But as well as that, on the aggravated spot CVD, what we can see is that CVD is actually setting a lower high here and price is setting a higher high. So because of this, this is also indicating that there's some exhaustion going on here. Typically speaking, exhaustion though is less tradable than absorption, because what can happen with exhaustion is that the limit orders that are still available at these levels could be still enough to push the price up. So we need to just be careful of that. But it could also be a sign of weakness with that the market is starting to show here before looking for a move to the downside. Obviously, we need to wait for this to confirm, because in reality, if price does move up above this high here, this would invalidate this bearish divergence that we've got here. So we need to keep an eye on that. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below and have a great day, everyone. See you in the next one.